Hi, my babies. Hi, my babies. Hi, welcome back to another Let's Talk About It. Today's Let's Talk About It is about SSTs, aka spiritual sexual transfers. So, I told y'all the closer and closer I get to retirement, we're going to be speaking about different things, okay? Giving you just a few tools before retirement. Retirement coming soon, people. Retirement coming soon. So, let's go ahead and get into it. A SST, aka a spiritual sexual transfer, is a transfer of a disease, infection, energy, or a spirit through a sexual act from one energetic source to another energetic source. All right, you could catch STDs, STIs, you could catch a spirit, or you could take on that person's energy, you could catch a sex demon. You could catch bacteria vaginosis. It could throw your pH off. It can cause a lot of issues, and it's the answer to a lot of things that they do not recognize in the medical field, and that's why I'm here. So, like I said, you could get an STD or an STI from a spiritual transfer, especially if someone put a STD or STI curse on you or the person that you're having intercourse with. So, y'all actually gonna hear about this probably in a Sunday mimosa. I was dealing with this guy and we dated, but the way I was, like, to keep from my body count going up, I would just, have sex with one person that I already had sex with before. And that person was Devil Dick, and y'all done heard about him before. So it's like I was just sticking to Devil Dick because I won't date nobody, but it's like every once in a while if I want to have sex, I would hit him up. So I was going through a lot of shit, and like me and him would vent, especially about our family issues to each other, because we both like had some family issues, okay? And also, I loved his honesty, and we had a friendship, we had a bond. So, I mean, yes, it was casual sex, but we were still friends, okay? So, I was going through something at the point in time, and like, I just need to get away from my family, and I got a hotel room. So, I was in there, and I was like, yeah, I'm about to make that phone call. So, I went ahead and called him. Like, what you doing? He was like, oh, I'm out and about on the road, this, that, and the third. And I was like, basically, I want some, so he was like, damn, I just passed your exit. Like, I just passed your exit and I thought about you. So he comes, he sees me, we have sex. Now, at that point in time, Nina ain't, okay, I'm not doing all the extra. I'm not kissing you in the mouth. I'm not doing fellatio. I'm not doing none of that. But for whatever reason, I just so happened to lick the tip of that man dick. Okay, and at that point in time, I knew somebody had did some type of witchcraft on me. I didn't know who at the point in time, but the person ended up telling on themselves because it was a few days later, and my throat started hurting. I'm like, the fuck, my throat hurt so bad for? Go to the doctor. Come to find out, just because I licked the tip of that man dick, I fucked around and caught gonorrhea. And come to find out, I just so happen to be giving the person a ride, and they're like, yeah, when people piss me off, I put witchcraft on them, give you something like herpes, or like they was naming stuff you can't get rid of. And I was like, that's what the fuck happened. Cause I'm like, what the fuck happened? Because usually I wouldn't do that, this and the third. And that's what the fuck happened. And the person was actually being fed lies about me from someone else. So they were working with someone against me. And they ended up telling on themselves. And that's why I stopped fucking with the person that was feeding them lies completely altogether. And that person's still out here feeding people lies about me. Okay, when I say envy is such a horrible thing, they intended for me to get something I could not get rid of because the person that's feeding the person lies has a disease they can't get rid of. And the envy is just so bad, they want me to suffer like how they suffering. And this is what I mean by you don't never know when God looking out for you. You don't never know. People don't know why I be praising God, be talking about God all the time. I know the shit God protected me from. I was supposed to get something that was deadly. I was supposed to get something that, because she said HIV and she said something else, like, I think it was syphilis or something like that. She's like, I put a spell on somebody real quick. and was just out in the open, didn't give a fuck to be judged, none of that. That's how you know that, like, that person is mentally off for real. The fact that you think you could play God with people's lives like that. When I say God looked out for the kid again, okay? Again. Like, literally took the medicine, got the shot, shit was gone. I'm not ashamed of what the fuck I've been through. That's why I went through it, so I can help other people understand it, okay? That might be going through it. Because that's why I say I can't even deal with hoes no more. Because even though I'm not a hoe, what you're doing with your body still affects me if I interact with you sexually. And I need for y'all to think about that shit, yo. Okay, all I did was lick the tip of that man dick. That's all I did. We used a condom, and thank God we used a condom. Okay? Thank God. Okay? Thank God we used a condom. Shit. Okay? Damn. I'm trying to tell you. Shit. I was like, oh hell no, I'm going to the doctor. I was not playing. I went to patient first. I was not playing no games. I don't play about that shit, bro. Y'all better stop playing with y'all health like that. And that's why I say have boundaries. I don't care how good the dick is, it ain't worth it. I don't care how good the pussy is, it ain't worth it. How good the sex is, it ain't worth it. How good the head is, it's not worth it. You might end up in a position your ass can't get out of. Okay, this is what I mean by blessed and favored. This is what I mean. So you can also be infected with an SST energy or spirit through sex dream magic. Okay? Through sex dream magic. So as I told y'all before, I was dating somebody. And I mean, I'm like, the vibe was there, the bond, the connection was there, the conversation was there, but I'm just was not sexually attracted to that person or physically attracted to that person at all. Like, at all. And I'm trying to figure out, why do I like this person? Why am I so caught up in this person? Why am I so emotionally tied to this person? And I know me, I usually wouldn't be like that. I usually wouldn't be like that, especially since my heart was already with somebody else. Still is, technically, okay? And I'm like, why am I so, like, enthralled with you just all of a sudden? So, while we were talking, dating, whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? At this point, I call it nothing now that I know what I know. Okay, now that I know what I know, I call it nothing, okay? Nada. Niente. I had a dream. And at that point in time, my third eye was getting attacked heavy. So I was having dreams, but I won't remember in the dreams. And the fact that I remembered the dream, I knew that wasn't a regular dream, but I did not catch it at the point in time. And actually told the person about the dream that I had. And you can tell when you astral traveling or when you in a different state when you dreaming. And you can tell it ain't no regular. They not ever regular dreams, y'all. Especially once you have your spiritual awakening, you don't have regular dreams no more, okay? They always mean something. And he came to visit me, and he took me out on a date, and then we went back to my crib, and I had my own place in the dream. And we went from the date, him opening, like, it was the end of the date that I saw. And, like, he, like, opened the door for me, closed the door. You know, he was being a gentleman. I was like, okay, you know, I like this. And then the next part of the dream, it just flipped to us having sex. But the way we was having sex, it looked like I was not enjoying it. It actually looked like I was being raped, and come to find out, I was. I thought I just had a kinky dream, and I told him about it. I was like, oh, I had a dream, we went on a date, and then we went back to my place, and we had sex, and you was pile driving in Pound Town, and da-da-da-da. And come to find out, he just sitting there shaking his head. He was like, It's like, you already knew this. And this is what I mean by pay attention, because that man actually raped me in that dream, y'all. You can be raped in the spirit, no matter what your gender is. He actually raped me in that dream. And that's why God allowed me to be able to remember that one, because God was trying to warn me, get away from this demon, okay? Get away from this demon. And it's like, after that dream, I noticed I started going into depression. I started not having a passion for, like, my work or the initiative to post a lot. And I didn't realize this person was doing magic on me to feel needed, to feel wanted, for me to be dependent on them. And the only way that they could do that, because they knew I naturally would not. When I told them I had a crush on them, they was like, oh my God, I'm honored that you have a crush, that a woman of your caliber and your status has a crush on me. Because they not used to real women. They used to hoes and prostitutes and bitches like that. And it's like, that's why he had to do the magic, because he saw something he wanted, but he would have stayed friend zone, and he knows that. He would have stayed friend zone. So like, he had to manipulate me. It's like, I started taking on his energy. I started getting depressed. I started having anxiety. I started feeling suicidal again. I actually attempted it, and that's when I knew something was wrong. Because I'm like, yo, me and Guy had a whole conversation. Why the fuck am I this far gone? And when we were just friends, before I had a crush on him, and he was venting to me about different stuff he was going through. It was this girl he was dating. Well, he was just having casual sex with her. They weren't actually dating. But, like, he would help her because she was going through stuff. And she was in a hospital for trying to kill herself. And, like, that was my warning right there. Like, that's what happens to the woman that he dates. It's like they become suicidal or depressed. Or it's like they don't have any energy to do much, or to have much ambition, because he wants to be seen as the man. He wants to be seen as the king, the ruler, the one that you're submissive to. But there's nothing to be submissive to. And I'm not trying to hurt his feelings, but it's nothing to be submissive. It's like he's trying to make up through witchcraft with what he lacks in the physical. And that's what it was with the other situation. It's like they try to make up with the witchcraft what they lack in the physical. And they can also use sex dream magic to try to control your thoughts as well. And that's what the fuck was going on. And that's how that man was able to get me in that state. Because I'm like, what the fuck? I was up. I was making money. I was focused. I was getting organized. I was coming up with a new routine, like for work and my personal schedule and stuff. Like, shit was really starting to flow in the right direction. Like, had performances and stuff. And it's like, when I started dealing with this person, it's like I started losing my energy. I started losing my focus. I started losing, like, basically everything I was grounded into my core that makes me who I am. It's like I started losing all of that. It's like they didn't want me getting on YouTube posting videos. They hated for people to call me beautiful. Like, it was just so much, and I was feeling like Marilyn Monroe, to be quite honest with you. Why are you so insecure about what I do? I need y'all to be aware of these things and pay attention. Okay? Sometimes it's not just a dream. All right? It's usually not just a dream. Pay attention to what's going on in the dreams, y'all. Pay attention. All right? Now, you can also catch a sex demon or a sleep demon through having sex with someone that already has that demon on them. I actually had sex with somebody, and they told me before we had sex, they're like, have you ever heard of incubus or succubus? And I was like, yeah, why? And I was like, oh, just asking. They already knew they had the damn demon on them. Instead of telling me that shit. And another person, I'm trying to figure out, why am I so attracted to you when I don't really like you like that, though? And I know I don't really like you like that, though. But y'all will hear about that story soon. But that man told me that, and we had sex in my bed, and we only had sex in my bed one time. Usually we had sex at his crib. We had sex in my bed one time. Tell me why it won't even, probably a whole week later. I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm on my fucking back, and my blanket is fucking moving. Like it's a body moving down my bed onto the floor. I said, what the fuck, yo? I'm trying to tell y'all. Pay attention. Stop just writing stuff off like, oh, that was something crazy or just something that was coincidental. No. There's spiritual warfare going on all the time, even when you sleeping. Pay attention, y'all. Pay attention, y'all. Be careful with who you laying with, y'all. Because you can catch a demon. You can catch a disease, an infection. Be careful, please. And yes, okay, you can catch a SST with a condom on or without a condom. You can still catch that spirit. You can still catch that demon, that energy. You may not catch the STD or the STI, but you can still catch everything else though, boo. Okay? And also the last one, you can catch bacterial vaginosis. It can also make your pH be imbalanced, which comes with having bacterial vaginosis, as I told y'all in the Sunday Mimosa earlier. Okay? You can catch it as an SST from the energy of the person not being good for you. Your vagina will naturally start to repel them away, just like how a skunk does. Now, it ain't as bad as a skunk, but that's basically the closest thing I could think of. Is your vagina trying to tell you this energy is not good and I want to be away from it. Okay, immediately, like the OG say, early. Okay, early. I want to get away from it. All right, now I don't know the male version of it. Y'all have more conversations with me. Maybe I could find that out. Stop being so scared of me, yang energy. Okay, but it can definitely throw your pH off. And if you go listen to the Sunday Mimosa earlier that I posted, which is titled "Why You Should Have Self-Respect and Standards," you will hear about that story. Babies, this is the spiritual sexual transfer video. Y'all need to be careful. Y'all need to be aware of the energies. That's why you need to get to know a person. Okay? That's why you need to get to know a person. Because two of these people I done told stories about both told me. The one that raped me in the dream told me he used to do dark witchcraft. And he felt like he paid for that shit already. Because something bad happened to him and he had to pay for it. But he told me he used to deal with dark witchcraft. And I'm thinking that he not no more because he quoting the Bible to me. Y'all better be careful because they doing that shit in the church too. Okay? You better be careful. And then the other one that told me, he like, have you ever heard of incubus and succubus? I'm like, yeah. Why you bringing them up for though? Like, who the fuck want to talk about them? Okay? Now that I said the cat, now that I said the dog, now that I said the duck got me fucked up. I don't want to speak about them. And because he was warning me, pay attention, y'all. Pay attention to the signs. Protect your neck out here. And please, babies, whether you have a vagina, whether you have a penis, put some respect on it. And remember the value of you. Remember your worth. Don't just let anybody touch you. Don't just lay with anybody. Don't just be giving anybody just your time. Because just having, what is it called? Oral sex. Just having oral sex with somebody, you can catch that shit. Okay, you can catch that shit. I said a sexual act from one energetic source to another energetic source. Be careful. And like I always tell y'all, before you give love to another, make sure you always give love to yourself. Love you, babies. Mwah.